And what was I going to say? The writing was for homework. So what did you do in class?
Again, read the lesson. And he he did another question, and we signed that time. And mm, we told him that we, oh my gosh, we
Take your time.
finished
Take your time.
this part, and he don't listen, and again the same part.
Okay, yeah, but maybe you needed it because I remember Wednesday, everybody had a difficult time understanding. So maybe it was
And
necessary.
Thursday again with difficult for all
Again?
of us. Yes.
Okay.
And
Who came to the class on Thursday?
Andres,
Andres, AMLO.
Ismael, and Jackie too. Only
Yes.
Jasmine,
Was absent.
no.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. I'm glad that
Yes.
the majority was here. Thank you, Jackie, for coming to the class on Thursday. Well, how are you, Jackie?
No, I didn't come Thursday.
No?
Jackie,
I take my thank you back.
No, that day was busy, but
oh my, oh. Only I thought you take that. You took the class.
Ooh, Jackie.
My gosh, I forget.
Hey, this Thursday is December 3rd, right?
yes.
That means we have the graduation on Thursday. Oh my God. I was thinking about it. I'm like, we have the graduation. We need to prepare our speeches. And that's why I wanted Jesus to do the writing in class so we can dedicate, a day to do the speeches. But I want everybody to be here, I need everybody to be here because if one person is not here, then I need to explain everything again and all of that. So the day that everybody is here, I'm going to explain that. I hope it's soon, tomorrow maybe. And Laurentina, well, you already did your writing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. But today we have a cool lesson. A very cool lesson. But Jackie, did you do the writing?
Which writing?
Oh yeah, you weren't here.
No.
I was.
Valentina, you didn't do it either?
No. Only Ismael and Andres with me
Yes.
took the class. And I think they didn't understand for homework this part. I think so. I don't know. Ismael, no, not no speak. He speak a little only.
Yeah, that's Ismael.
Yeah. And Andres, I think, I don't know.
But did you do the homework or not?
Yes, in uh, mm, I have in Word, but I don't know if I can send you now.
Yeah, I think that's a better idea. You know, send it to me on WhatsApp or on my email, and I will check it for you outside the class,
Okay,
so we don't
it's
spend
okay.
time on it.
Okay.
Can you send it on WhatsApp? Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Very good. Very good.
later.
Yes. Later. Later.
Okay. Yes. Later.
All
I
right.
need to check my notes to send it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Well, let's begin with the class. Okay. Lorentina, do you like coffee?
Yes, I like coffee.
Yes. Jackie, do you like coffee?
I love coffee.
Really,
Nice.
Jackie?
Yes.
And Miss Herrera, do you like coffee?
I love coffee. I love to.
Oh my gosh. Coffeeolics. Now, I have a picture of a nice cup of coffee, right? Now, I want you to
Wait a minute.
use your imagination, okay? Use your imagination and imagine it's 20 years in the future. Okay, so 2040, right? 20 years in the future. Everybody is, you know, everything is different. It's the future. How do you think you'll pay for a cup of coffee? How do you think you're going to pay in 20 years? Are you going to use the little pesos? What are you, how are you going to pay for it? Are we going to use cash? Are we going to use cards? Are we going to use a chip in our cell phone? Are we going to use a chip in our hands? Maybe we're going to have a chip in our hand. How do you think we're going to pay for coffee in 20 years? Do you think it's going to stay the same? What do you think, Ms. Laurentina, Jackie, Yasmin?
Maybe 50 pesos.
I think.
Yasmin said 50 pesos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not how much. It's
How?
how do you think? Like,
Wow.
what instrument? Cash, cards. Where is my wallet?
I think we're gonna have a chip on the cell phone and you enter to the cafe or any shop and you enter any store and you enter and you take something and you leave the go out to the shop and automatically they gonna se pagará.
Yeah, they're gonna charge you, right?
Charge it.
Like the Amazon store, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Yasmin said it's gonna be 50 pesos for coffee. I don't know, maybe from
No.
the OXXO. The OXXO, yes, but I don't know. Coffee is expensive. If you go to Starbucks, I think the cheapest coffee is 35 pesos. Black, original black coffee, nothing for 35 pesos. The small one. I think. How much do you think coffee is going to cost? Like one cup of coffee in the OXXO. Valentina?
I don't know, teacher, but I think it will be very expensive, uh, comparing now,
Yeah, right.
but I don't have idea how much. But I think in 20 years more, it was very different to wait for pay and to obtain the products. Different, I think so. Very different.
Yes. 20 years ago, only cash, right? Only cash. Now everything with your card. What do you prefer, Laurentine? Do you prefer to use your card or do you prefer to use cash?
I think it's necessary to use card, but I prefer cash.
Cash.
But it's necessary to use card.
All right. I definitely agree. It's the normal thing now to use your card. Well, um, I want you to look at this. Is the future of money cashless? Is the future of money cashless?
Digitally.
What do you think cashless means? Does it mean with cash or without cash?
Without cash.
Without. Very good. Remember, anytime you see the word less at the end of a word, it means the opposite. So cash is this. You know, in Spanish say efectivo. That's cash. Cashless, no cash. Is this the future of money? Please watch the video. Enjoy it.
Innovations in the payment industry started over 15, 16 years ago. It started mainly with the mobile phone makers starting to figure out whether phones can be used as wallets or making payments. Through our research, we started to track how those changes were happening based on the NFC technology, the near-field communications technology. But unfortunately, that market was delayed for a long while due to the power struggles between different makers, such as telecommunications companies and the banks themselves. So in the meantime, other gadgets, such as wearable payment technologies or rings that you can pay with, have started to come to market. And at the same time, there's also payments based on selfies, Bluetooth technologies, and even ringtones. Mobile payments are still happening because of Apple Pay and the rivals. So it will be about what is the most comfortable technology for consumers to wear or to put on or to put in their pockets, whatever it may be, to move forward. 95% of people who have been part of pilots actually say that they would continue to use these technologies. So people are ready. At first, they're a bit concerned about whether this is safe, but as long as the device can be locked to them or can identify them through fingerprint or some other technology, this is the way to go forward. These innovations are important because we, at the end of it, don't want to be counting our cash and giving our coins in order to make payments. So there's for sure a future for a cashless society because it both is more convenient for the customer, but it also saves a lot of money for businesses. There's no person on earth that doesn't make payments. So from that point of view, I think this is going to be a revolution in society, both in terms of the technologies that we use, but also the regulation in terms of who owns the data for payments, for example, is going to be a huge issue in the future.
What do you think about that? Do you think it's a good idea to have a society with no cash? I don't think it's a good idea. But what do you think, Jackie? Do you think it's a good idea?
It depends because, for example, the last topic was homeless. So with cash, you give to them some coins but it's something. How do you say practical? Practical.
Practical. Okay,
To
that's good.
buy whatever you want.
Totally agree. Yasmin, what do you think?
I think it's not a good idea because it's practical, yeah, but you can use to pay or to give some money for some people like bien y bienes, homeless.
Yeah, the homeless.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely understand that. Very good. Valentina, what do you think?
I think in some places it mm, will be very difficult. Maybe in the little towns, in the mountain, or I don't know, because all um, um, all things it is by technology, and in these places it's very difficult to the light, water, nothing with technology. I don't know what happened with them.
Yeah, that's true. And look, the younger generation, like Jackie, you are probably going to experience. Well, I think all of us, probably all of us, but Jackie's generation is going to be more active in that revolution. You know, the revolution of with a society without money. I am really, really almost 100% sure that there is going to be a lot of laws, chaos, fights, protests about that because the government would love a society without cash. They would love it because they can control everything. They can see everything. And but that's not good for humans because sometimes when our money from our job is not enough, then we can do odd jobs or different jobs to get extra money. Or maybe we can sell something. Maybe I can sell my computer, and I don't want to pay taxes on my computer again. I bought my computer, I pay taxes, and then I need to pay tax to sell my computer. That's ridiculous. But if we only have credit cards or cell phones, then the government can see that. And they're going to say, no, you need to give me my taxes. And that's not good. So I know that, Jackie, your generation is going to experience something crazy with that. Remember me. Remember that I said this. Okay? And well, that's all. Let's continue with the lesson. I'm done with my rant. Please open your book to page 62. A new unit. This is the last unit for the year. Okay? This is the last unit for the year, guys. Literally. Next week is our last week. Next week is our last week. The last day is December 10th. And this this week we're going to work on our speeches. Remember, the ceremony is Thursday. The ceremony is Thursday. So let's begin. Valentina, please read the unit opener.
Yes. Into the future. In Unit 6, you talk about money, technology, and future development. Describe future events. Use modal verbs to express different meanings. Soften your opinions with would. Use so in responses like I think so to avoid repeating words.
Thank you, Miss Ice. Now, can you read exercise 1A, Jackie?
How many different ways are there to pay for things? Which way do you prefer?
Very good. And well, our objective for today is describing the future of money. Okay, that's literally what we're going to talk about, the future of money. And some of us don't like to talk about the future, but well, it's English. We have to talk about the future. We need to know how to express different ideas in different times. By the way, I think you will be happy to know that this lesson is really easy. This is a review of everything we have learned in our lives of English. So this will definitely be easy for you guys. I am sure. But yes, let's do the exercise Jackie talked about. Okay. So how many different ways are there to pay for things? We have cash. What are some other methods?
Card, credit card.
Credit cards, yes. Oh my gosh. How else can you pay? Oh my gosh.
With the cell phone?
Cell phone. I remember one student at Harmon Hall. I asked, how can you pay for things? He said, with my body. I'm like, what? Oh, no. We're not talking about that. Okay, cash, credit card, cell phone. Is that all? That's all?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that is true. We can also use, I use PayPal. I don't know about you. I use PayPal. But that is also connected to your credit card in a way. PayPal. And yeah, that's all. All right. Now, out of all of these methods, Jackie, which one do you prefer?
PayPal.
You prefer PayPal?
Yes.
Wow, nice. Valentina, how about you?
When my account is small, I prefer cash. If I need pay a lot of money with credit or debit card.
Nice. And Yasmin, what about you? What do you prefer?
With cash.
Cash. Very good. Okay, now close your books and get a piece of paper. We're about to practice our listening. Are you ready?
Yes.
Jackie, Yasmin?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Laurentina, I'm going to mute you because there's some noise in the back. There are a few questions that I'm going to want you to answer. The first one is this: what different ways of paying for things do the students mention? Okay, you're going to write cash, credit cards, chips. What do they mention? All right. So please get ready to write your answers. And let's get started.
Page 62, Unit 6, Into the Future. Lesson A, The Future of Money. 1. Grammar in context. B. Listen to 4 students' comments from a class discussion. What different ways of paying for things do the students mention?
So, imagine the headline 20 years from now. Only 1 day left to turn in your old coins and bills. Is this really going to happen? And if it does, what will it be like, do you think, to have a cashless society?
Amanda.
Well, I mean, most people don't carry much cash now. I mostly use my debit card, and for bigger things, I use a credit card. So I think people are going to be using a lot less cash in the future. And in 20 years, we'll probably be doing all our shopping online, so there may not be a need for cash then.
Oliver.
But if we only use credit cards, then what are kids going to do? Will they have to carry prepaid debit cards? It just seems unlikely to me. I mean, we might see less cash in the future, but it won't be disappearing anytime soon. Though I have to say, it'll be good to get rid of those small coins.
Sam.
I agree that everyone's going to use credit cards more, but the problem is, if we don't have better security, then there'll be more fraud and identity theft and everything. It's just a thought, but if paper money becomes obsolete, then our grandchildren might be looking at it in museums.
Judith.
I think in the future, every phone will have a chip that carries all our personal information. You know, our bank details and everything. We may not even need credit or debit cards, so you'll just use your cell phone when you buy things. It's already happening in some parts of the world, which is interesting.
Page 57. 3. Building language. A.
Okay, so can you tell me what your answers are? There are 4 students. What methods do they mention?
Credit card.
Credit cards, what else?
Online.
Okay, online. What else? What else?
All phones have a chip.
Very good. Phones with chips. Is that all?
Cash.
Cash.
Less cash.
Less cash. Okay. Cash. Okay. Yes, yes. Very good. Good listening, guys. Well, ladies. And I have 4 more questions. You don't need to write the questions. Just write the answer. want to make sure that we have enough listening practice. Where does Amanda think we'll be shopping? What does Oliver think will be good to get rid of? What might be a problem if we don't improve security? And Judith talks about a chip. What will that chip carry? Okay, so this is like a mega listening activity, but I think you can handle it. Okay, I will help you with the first one. I'll help you with Amanda. And, well, are you ready? Yes, teacher. All right, let's begin.
Page 62, Unit 6, Into the Future. Lesson A, The Future of Money. 1. Grammar in context. B. Listen to 4 students' comments from a class discussion. What different ways of paying for things do the students mention?
So, imagine the headline 20 years from now. Only one day left to turn in your old coins and bills. Is this really going to happen? And if it does, what will it be like, do you think, to have a cashless society?
Amanda.
Well, I mean, most people don't carry much cash now. I mostly use my debit card, and for bigger things, I use a credit card. So I think people are going to be using a lot less cash in the future. And in 20 years, we'll probably be doing all our shopping online, so there may not be a need for cash then.
Where does Amanda think we'll be shopping?
Online.
Online.
Online. Very good. Now, I'm not going to stop anymore. Please listen carefully and answer the 3 questions.
What does need?
What does Oliver think? I don't know. Hold on. Will be good to get rid of. Okay? Do you know what get rid of is? Everybody?
No.
Okay. Get rid of is to throw away, eliminate, exterminate, stop using, obsolete. I don't know if that's a word, but yes. So please listen to these conversations. Answer the questions.
Oliver.
But if we only use credit cards, then what are kids going to do? Will they have to carry prepaid debit cards? It just seems unlikely to me. I mean, we might see less cash in the future, but it won't be disappearing anytime soon. Though I have to say, it'll be good to get rid of those small coins.
Yes? Number 3.
Sam.
I agree that everyone's going to use credit cards more, but the problem is, if we don't have better security, then there'll be more fraud and identity theft and everything. It's just a thought, but if paper money becomes obsolete, then our grandchildren might be looking at it in museums.
Judith.
I think in the future, every phone will have a chip that carries all our personal information. You know, our bank details and everything. We may not even need credit or debit cards, so you'll just use your cell phone when you buy things. It's already happening in some parts of the world, which is interesting.
Okay. Tell me the answers for the other questions. What does Oliver think will be good to get rid of?
Small coin.
Yes, small coins. Excellent. And what might be a problem if we don't improve security? You want me to play it again?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can play the audio again.
So I think people are going to be
Oliver,
Future, but it won't be disappearing anytime soon. Though I have to say, it'll be good to
I agree that everyone's going to use credit cards more,
Okay, listen.
but the problem is, if we don't have better security, then there'll be more fraud and identity theft in
There will be more what?
everything. Then there'll be more fraud and identity theft.
Fraud.
Fraud and
I-
identity theft. Okay. And what about the fourth question? Do you have the fourth one?
Every phone have a chip.
Yes. But what will that chip carry? What will that phone, what will that chip carry? Let's see.
In everything. It's
Judith,
Listen.
I think in the future, every phone will have a chip that carries all our personal information.
What will the chip carry?
In cell phone?
No.
Personal information.
Yes, all our personal information. Oh, now a chip cannot carry a phone. A phone can carry a chip, but what will the chip carry? The chip will carry all of our personal information. Okay?
Yes.
And that is it for our listening for today. Congratulations, you have passed the test. Now I want you, as a class, to read this. Take turns. Laurentina, you are the professor, then Jackie, then Yasmin, Laurentina, okay? Please read in order. Can you begin, Valentina?
Amanda?
Professor.
Professor.
Yes.
So imagine the headline 20 years from now, only one day left to turn in your old coins and bills. Is this really going to happen? And if it does, what will it be like, do you think, to have a cashless society?
Amanda, well, I mean, most people don't carry much cash now. I mostly use my debit card and forgot. For bigger things, I use a credit card. So I think people are going to be using a lot less cash in the future. And in 20 years, we'll probably be doing all our shopping online, so there might not be a need to the cash stamp.
Oliver, but if we only use credit cards, then what are kids going to do? Will they have to carry prepaid debit cards? It just seems unlikely to me. I mean, we might see less cash in the future, but it won't be disappearing anytime soon. So I have to say, it'd be good to get rid of those small coins.
Sam, I agree that everyone's going to use credit cards more. But the problem is if we don't have better security, then there be more fraud and identity theft and everything. It just adds up, but if paper money becomes obsolete, then our grandchildren might be looking at it in museums.
Judith, I think in the future every phone will have a chip that carries all our personal information, our bank details and everything. We may not even need credit or debit card, so you'll just use your cell phone when you buy things. It's already happening in some part of the world, which is interesting.
Thank you. All right. Now, the reason why I wanted you to read that is so you can get, that memory back, because all of this grammar we have seen in the past. So, thank you so much. Look, we are not going to do this exercise because I think it's useless. Okay, so we're not going to do this one, but we are going to go to this one. Number 2. Jackie, read the instructions, please.
Complete the summaries of the description on page 62 using the same verb forms that the student used. Then read the grammar chart.
Yes. So we're going to complete 1, 2, 3, and 4 using the summaries from these students, Amanda, Sam, Oliver, and Judith. So let's look at Amanda. Amanda thinks it's clear that people use a lot of cash in the future. What does she say?
Using
Okay. It's clear that people Come on, Jackie, you had the answer. Tell me.
using
Only using people. Amanda think it's clear that people using a lot of less cash in the future. That's
no
all?
to be using
Amanda think it's clear that people to be using a lot of less cash in the future. You're missing 2 words. 2 words.
are going to
Exactly. They are going to be using. Jackie found the answer right here. I think people are going to be using a lot less cash in the future. Are going to be using. Okay? So please finish number 2, 3, and 4 by yourself. Use the conversations to help you.
Oliver says, gosh, it won't be disappearing.
Yes, very good. Cash won't be disappearing anytime soon. Thank you. 3, Lauren.
Sam thinks that his grandchildren might be looking at paper money in museums one day.
Very good. And Jackie, the last one.
it says you will just use a cell phone when you buy things.
Very good. Very, very good. All right. Now, please get your notebooks. All right. So, basically, we're going to review the future voice. So let me tell you everything about this. On the top of your paper, I want you to put the future tense. Okay, put that at the top of your paper, the future tense. All right. The most basic future tense we have learned is will and going to. Everybody knows that. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Those are the most basic ones. Let's begin with going to, okay? Let's begin with going to. Going to. Now, number one, you can say this. I'm going to the store tonight. I'm going to eat with my family for dinner. So what do you notice about going to? What is the formula for going to? We have the subject, I, plus what? What comes after the subject? Tell me.
Going to.
Sorry, Yasmin, what'd you say?
Going to.
Before going to.
Verb to be.
The verb to be in the present. So you can use am, is, or are. And then, Yasmin, what?
Going to.
Going to. And then the infinitive verb. That means the verb in the base form. The only time you don't use a verb is if the verb is going. For example, I'm going to go to the store. It sounds very funny. I'm going to go to the store. It's not necessary. You can just say, I'm going to the store. Okay? I'm going to the store. Now, I'm going to erase my examples. Let me tell you why we use going to. We use going to for plans. Okay? We use it for plans. I'm going to study tonight. That is my plan. I'm going to Cancun next week. That is my plan. Valentina, what are you going to do today?
I'm going to go out for dinner.
Nice. Jackie, what are you going to do after class?
I'm going to study biology.
Kind of nice. Yasmin, what are you going to do tomorrow?
I'm going to work.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So we use it for plans, and we also use them for predictions. Predictions with evidence.
¿Estás bien?
Okay? Predictions with evidence. For example, if I watch the news and the man says, tomorrow there will be rain, then I can say, it's going to rain tomorrow, because that is my prediction and I have evidence. I watch the news channel, right? Or maybe I studied a little bit of biology, and I see the clouds are forming, it's very windy, then I can say it's going to rain because I have my evidence. The clouds are big, the wind. Okay, so those are predictions with evidence. All right. Now, just like everything, we have a continuous version. Okay. We have a continuous version of going to. In 10 years, we are going to be using more public transportation. Now, tell me, what is the formula of the continuous version? We have the subject, we, plus am or is or are, plus going to. What comes after going to here? We're going to be using more public transportation. What goes there after going to? Anybody?
Verb to be.
The verb to be. In this case, it is the infinitive form. To be minus the to. Just be. Be. And then the verb ing. Now, what is the difference? What is the difference between the going to simple and then going to continuous? Well, let me tell you over here. The continuous version is similar to the simple version, except that the continuous version is to express that something was happening, is happening, or will be happening. Okay? So, we have the simple present, present continuous, simple past, past continuous. Now, they are very similar, except continuous, estaba pasando, está pasando, estará pasando. Simple would be pasó, pasa, pasará. Está pasando, está pasando, estará pasando. So it just talks about the action that in that moment is in progress, whether it's the past, the present, or the future. In that moment, it is in process. It's not finished. It's not complete. It is still in process. Okay?
Okay.
That is a difference. So let's continue to the next one. We have will. Do you know the opposite of will? What is the negative version of will?
Want.
Want. Now, we use will and won't for spontaneous decisions, decisions in the moment, in that moment. If your friend calls you, says, hey, I got into a car accident, I don't feel good. Oh, you say, you think fast. Oh, don't worry, I will come right now. I will be there in 5 minutes. You know, all of those are quick decisions. I will see you in 10 minutes. That's a fast decision. That is the difference between going to and will. Going to, it's a plan. You know, you already thought about this thing. And will is, you know, something in the moment, right there. And it is also for predictions based on opinion. Okay? Predictions based on your opinion. No evidence, just opinion. For example, I think this Christmas will be fun. I think this Christmas will be fun. My prediction. I don't have any evidence. I don't know anything. It's just my opinion. I think this Christmas will be fun. All right? Questions? It's clear? It's good? All right. Yes, Valentina?
Yes, it's clear.
The last thing is promises. You can use will and won't for promises. Okay? For example, I will, if I'm talking to my friend and my friend is always late, oh man, you're always late. No, man, no. And my friend says, don't worry, I will be early. I will be early. That's his promise. He can say, I won't be late. I won't be late. That is his promise. I will always love you. That is a promise. I won't forget you. That is a promise. Be careful with those. Now, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the formula. We have the subject plus will plus what, Florentina? What comes after will?
Verb,
What kind of verb?
past verb.
No.
Mm.
Yeah. your reaction. It's the same as going to.
Infinitive verb.
Yes. Infinitive verb. And that one is more easier. It's easier to structure than going to. Easier. Of course, if it's negative, then you don't use will, you use won't. But you can also say, I will never. And that is also negative. Okay? Now, just like going to, will also has a continuous version. Okay? Humans will be using credit cards more in the future. Humans will be using credit cards more in the future. Now, with that sentence, humans will be using credit cards more in the future. What is the formula? Subject plus will plus what?
Verb be.
Yeah, verb be. Only be. And then?
Verb ing.
Yes, the verb ing. All right. Very good. Any questions? Jackie, Yasmin, Valentina?
No.
To why we use will plus ing?
Oh, the continuous version.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's kind of like what I explained earlier. Let me tell you. Now, honestly, there is not a big difference. Those two sentences. Humans will use credit cards more in the future. Humans will be using credit cards more in the future. Listen to it in Spanish. Los humanos usarán tarjetas de crédito más en el futuro. Los humanos usarán tarjetas de crédito más. Los humanos usarán. Number 2. Los humanos estarán usando tarjetas de crédito más. Los humanos estarán usando. Usarán, estarán usando. What is the difference? Well, it's not a big difference, except that the second sentence is just expressing that it will be in progress. You know, it's not there's not a complete thing or a finished thing. It's a process. No, estará en proceso, estará pasando. Okay, not a big difference. But do you get it, Jackie? Or not really?
Yes, but how can how can you use with the difference? I mean, where I have to use will and when I have to use going to. Continuous.
When you use going to and when you use will?
Continuous.
Oh, okay. Well, first, that depends. Well, two things. The first one is you need to use, logic. Now, what I mean by that is it an action? Is it an action that happens like this, fast, or is it an action that is a process? Okay. For example, when you win a game, you play the game for minutes or maybe hours, but when you win, it's only like this. The last second you win, you're the winner. It's not a process to win. It's just a moment. So for example, it would be wrong to say, I will be winning the game tonight. It'll sound very weird because it's not a process. It's just something that happens like this. And also, Jackie, the second thing, it all depends how you want to express it. Like in real life, with real gringos, it depends how you want to express it. Do you want to express that it will be continuing? Or do you want to express that it will happen one time? Okay. Now, in some cases, it's going to be obvious. It's going to give you a duration. For example, for 3 months. If something takes 3 months, that is a process. Okay. So I would say the students at English Access will be using Zoom for 3 more months. That is a process. That's why I can use the continuous version, because it will be happening. It's not like this. It's something that takes 3 months. Am I explaining myself correctly, Jackie?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
So we translate the students at English Access will be using some. ¿Los alumnos de English Access estarán usando?
Yes?
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes. Now, it's not a big difference. You can say los estudiantes de English Access usarán Zoom por 3 años, por 3 meses más. It doesn't sound very different, just a little difference. It depends. Either way, we can understand it. All right? Well, that is will and that is won't. There are 2 more things that I want to show you. May and might. Okay, so may and might are the same thing, guys. The same thing. May and might. They are the same thing. Now, may is a little more formal, just a little bit more, not that big of a difference. And it's going to have the same structure as will. Okay, I hope you are copying down these formulas because you're going to need them. Now, for may and might, they have the same functionality as will and won't, except with less probability. And I think you know that already. Now, because if I say, I will love you forever, that's very sure, it's very strong, very certain. But if you say, I might love you forever, it's like, I might love you forever. I don't know. Same thing with won't. I won't forget the good times. I might not forget the good times. It's like less probable. It's like maybe. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns? No? Okay. This is going to be the most difficult one. Please write this down. Yes, you can also use the present verbs to talk about the future. Okay? For example, I will hug my sister if I see her tonight. I will hug my sister if I see her tonight. Yo abrazaré a mi hermana si la veo en la noche. See is present. Why? Because there is if right here. So whenever you see if, when, before, or after, and you are talking about the future, make sure that you use the present verb. The biggest mistake you can make is this. I will hug my sister if I will see her tomorrow. Don't do that. Or see her tonight. Don't do that. Don't put will, because with if, you don't use will to talk about the future. Okay? Only like this. Is that clear? Yasmin, you're very quiet. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Jackie, Loretina, everything's good?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
All right, then let's get to work. This is the future. The only thing that we are missing is the future perfect. But we're going to talk about that some other time. Let's go back to our books, please. All right. I'll help you with number 1 and number 2, and then you just have to finish the rest of the activity by yourself. Okay? Number 1, Valentina?
Coins and bills disappear or might disappear in the future. Might disappear?
Yes, might disappear. Might disappear. Yes, not disappear because there is no if. Now, number 2, one day we won't be using or don't use at all. What is correct?
Won't be using.
It won't be using. Very good. Remember, we only use the present with if, when, before, after. But when cash will become or becomes obsolete. When. Yasmin, what do you say?
Becomes.
Why?
You say that I don't know.
Because of when?
And we use
Yes?
yes.
Okay, and finish this sentence, Yasmin. I think.
I think we're going to miss it.
I think we're going to miss it. All right, very good. Well, take 2 minutes to complete this exercise and then we'll check it together. Okay? Good luck. All right, beautiful students, let's check our answers. Number 3 and number 4. Laurentina?
If number 3, if there's no cash in the future, we won't need wallets.
Excellent. 4?
Number 4, we may spend more if we pay with credit card.
Very good. Number 5, Jackie, and number 6, Yasmin.
There's probably won't be any real store because we are going to be shopping online. You won't be able to try on clothes before you decide to buy them.
Excellent. And Yasmin?
I think everyone's going to be using online banking in the future. We won't have to go into local banks anymore.
Excellent. Beautiful. So that is it. Do you have any questions with this?
No.
No.
No? All right. Well, I'm going to send you a message later to tell you about the homework. You know, it's going to be about the speeches. But how did you feel this lesson? Is it difficult, confusing, easy? It's okay. There's a review. What do you think, Yasmin?
Confusing.
Confusing. Okay. Jackie, what do you say?
It's like a review.
Like a review, okay. And Laurentina?
A little difficult. Only when we use if, it's like new for me.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but no problem. Tomorrow we will see this again. Okay, we're going to review this, ask some questions, make some sentences, speak, write, so we can, you know, have a better understanding of this topic, okay?
Okay.
Well, I will see you tomorrow, and thank you for coming to the class, ladies. This is the women's world. All right.
Thank you, teacher.
See you. Have a good
Bye,
night.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye. See you.